What's up, YouTube? So today I'm going to show you how to adjust the idle speed on the Mercedes 240D. I did notice that there aren't a whole lot of videos on here going through this. It's a really simple process, but for me it took a little research to kind of figure out, and I figured I'd make this video to be educational for those that are wanting to get into the DIY sphere of things and adjusting your idle. If you've already replaced your injectors, you've done all your maintenance, you've done the valve adjustments, and it's still idling kind of like it's shaky, you know, make sure your compression is good, then adjusting the idle can help with how the car idles. Now, if you do have low compression, this is also a great way to mask that, because sometimes rebuilds are expensive. So if you just up the idle a little bit, you can get a little bit more life out of your Mercedes and things are smooth. You can technically adjust the idle with this. A lot of these 240s have a idle adjustment knob in the cabin, because when you run the AC, it will cause more load on the engine, or in the wintertime, you need more idles to get the engine warmed up, this will work. But a lot of times the bushing holding in the cable's broken, and for those reasons, I just prefer to leave this alone and have a happy medium on the idle adjustment up in the engine bay. There's not really a lot of prep work involved in doing this. All you want to do is make sure that the car is warmed up. You know, it doesn't have to be super heated up, highway hot, but you know, just getting it warmed up, drive around the block a little bit, get it up to like 40 or 60 Celsius. And then from there, you'll be able to do your adjustments. To adjust the idle, you don't really need a lot of tools, just a ratchet of some type, some long extensions, as you can see here. I have two that I put together, and then of course a crow's foot 14 millimeter. And let me tell you this, if you get the cheapest Harbor Freight ones, they are too thick at the base and it's not gonna fit. So my best recommendation is going to AutoZone actually and getting the set. Or I think Icon might have a thinner profile on these, but yeah, you really have to make sure that this is as thin as possible to fit in the tight clearances. And then of course too, if you want to go extra, you can purchase what's called a IR tack. It looks like this, and what you end up doing is you put a piece of tape on the crankshaft or the pulley, and you point this in there, and then you can dial it in. And of course there's technically a spec that you can set it to. I think it's 750 RPMs, but for me, I prefer to do it by the feel of the car and what it sounds like. And obviously on the automatic transmissions, you don't want to set the idle up too high, because that'll cause issues long term with the automatic transmission. But if you're like me and have the manual transmission, then you can adjust the idle as high as you want. It doesn't really matter. But of course, you know, your fuel consumption will increase, so keep that in mind. But there's a happy medium on this one. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right in here in the hood, and I'll show you what you got to do. Very tight space, like I said earlier, so I'm going to try my best to show you. But on the side of the injection pump, there's a little bolt there, and what you want to do is loosen it, and then it'll crack it loose. And then from there, you'll take your big flat head right here, kind of get in there, and as you leave the wrench on the bolt itself, you can raise and lower the idle. Now, of course, doing this running or not, that's entirely up to you. I preferred to adjust this with the car off and then turning it back on to kind of see where I was at. But basically, that's all there is to it. You just adjust it, hold this in place, twist it back, lock it in, and then you are good to go. I'm going to try to get a shot of this without the tools in place so you can kind of see what we're working with here, but I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera and show you without the tools. So right down there, I'll go ahead and put some arrows on the video, but yeah, real simple. You just loosen that nut, hold it in place with the wrench, twisty, get it where you want it, and then you are good to go. That's a wrap for today's video. And if you enjoyed this or found this informational or useful, I don't know if informational is a word, but be sure to like and subscribe, do all that jazz. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, be sure to leave a comment below. And yeah, if your Mercedes is idling low and you have some tools, or you're willing to DIY this, it's one of the easier jobs to do on this car. Really simple, great way to improve it. And yeah, I will see y'all on the next video.